It's another month, and that means that there's another video trash talking AEW Fight Forever. And I'm curious. I want to know what it's all about. This one's from Alex Webb. Alex Webb, pretty big YouTuber here. He has multiple videos that have hit over 1 million views. He's rocking almost 200,000 subscribers, and he has made an AEW Fight Forever video. I have not watched this. I'm going to be going into this clean. I have no idea what this is about, but it's the absolute disappointment of AEW Fight Forever. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not saying the game is dead. And you know what? Even at this point, you could say the game is dead, and I would have a harder time arguing with you, especially from the online portion of the game. That part of the game is pretty dead. It's a short video. It's over here on his channel. It's actually that this video isn't doing well. I bet this video might be a disappointment to him. Most of his videos hit around 500,000 views. This one's sitting at a mere 67,000 views. Let's go ahead and give him a view. If you like what you see, check him out. Throw him a subscribe. Check out his other videos. He's got a lot of great videos on here. There's probably something on here for you to enjoy. Let's see if we can enjoy this. Let's see what's going on. What kind of perspective can a big YouTuber give us on AEW Fight Forever?
Many moons ago, I made a video on a wrestling game known as TNA Impact. Now, I will admit, for only being 4 years old, the video has aged rather poorly, but despite the fact you can barely hear me over the royalty-free Kevin MacLeod music, that video achieved a lot. It was my first video to hit over 100,000 views, it helped grow my channel exponentially.
So let's do it again, but with AEW Fight Forever. That sounds fair. Was the TNA game a bad game? Is that the deal? Like I looked around on his channel and the formula seems to be take a game that everyone agrees is bad and make a bunch of jokes about it. Make a bunch of easy jokes about a game that everyone agrees sucks. And everybody kind of agrees that AEW Fight Forever sucks. So I see why he's going there.
And most importantly, Scott Steiner math.
The numbers don't lie!
Also, to be completely honest, I was way too harsh on this game.
The truth shall set you!
And he's going to be way too harsh on AEW Fight Forever. I mean, that's what he does on the channel. That's the whole thing.
Sure, it was a little rough around the edges, but this was TNA's first ever video game, and it was going up against an absolute juggernaut in the SmackDown vs. Raw series.
I mean, we're repeating history. So yeah, I like that he's giving this foreshadowing.
The game needed to be something different. Fans were begging for a change, and TNA Impact was exactly what they needed. Which, you know, makes this title kind of a lie. But come on now. It brought back a much more chaotic style of gameplay that we hadn't seen in wrestling games since the likes of Here Comes the Pain and Day of Reckoning.
Hey, that's another thing. Dude, YouTubers, me, all YouTubers, we lie in our titles. That's what we do. That's the whole thing. I get this all the time down in my comments. Oh, that title was kind of a stretch. Oh, I don't know about that title, bro. That's called YouTube. You're not successful on YouTube unless you market your video for YouTube. I cannot name my video what it is. I don't know what I've used for a thumbnail on this video that you're watching right now. I don't know what I've used for a title, but if you're watching it, that means I have done my job correctly. I have named it and I have put a thumbnail on it that will put it in front of you. If I didn't do that correctly, you haven't seen it. Over 50% of the videos on this channel you have never seen because I did not do my job well enough. I did not clickbait hard enough. And oh my God, I could go on about this all day, but oh my God, that bothers me so much. So yeah, guys, please keep throwing down in the comments what a liar I am. That's great. I love to see it daily. It's fantastic, actually.
Story, while being filled with random career wrestlers, had an interesting narrative, and it would ultimately lead to the birth of WWE All-Stars, one of the best.
Yeah, my chat's pointing out too. It's not just YouTube. It's literally everywhere. It's everything. The internet is full of people lying in their titles. Grow up and get over it.
Best wrestling games made in like the last 15 years, alongside the likes of.
I would like it to change. I would like us all to be able to use just accurate, descriptive titles, but that's not how it works, guys. It's just not.
5-Star Wrestling and Sumatori Dreams.
Oh no!
However, since TNA Impact, there
Oh my God, this video is such gibberish. I'm going to try to keep going. I'm going to try to let it play.
hasn't been another mainstream wrestling game that isn't associated with WWE. Well, besides Fire Pro, but I've never played.
Like, are we ever going to talk about AEW? I know it's only been a minute. My attention span's probably about as bad as this editing, yeah.
So, That was until November 2020,
All right, here we
when a
go.
little company known as AEW announced they were working on their very own game. But before we get into that, I should probably give a little bit of background on AEW. AEW, or better known as All Elite Wrestling, is probably the second biggest wrestling company.
I like that he's doing this. Exposing people to AEW is a good thing to do. So I'm glad I wish this was getting 1 million views. More people need to know that AEW exists.
In the entire world, which essentially spawned because of one tweet from Dave Meltzer saying that another promotion called Ring of Honor could
That's really oversimplifying things and putting a lot of that on Cody. No, AEW exists because of the Young Bucks. I'm sorry, I've done a lot of research too much research into this, and you got to start with the Young Bucks. You got to start with being the elite. Without being the elite and the Young Bucks, you don't have AEW. It was literally birthed on being the elite, the YouTube program that's been running for like 10 years now or something absurd like that. That's where it starts. Cody jumps on, at the start, and this is important. This was like, the big coming out party. But there were rumblings before this. There was already a revolution happening before this. But if you're going to highly oversimplify the story, sure, you could start here.
Could not sell 10,000 tickets for an event. Cody Rhodes then tweeted saying, "I bet," which led to All Out, an event that sold out in 30 minutes.
It says All Out, shows the graphic for All In. Nice job, dude.
That then led to the creation of AEW, which was announced on
being the elite.
Being the Elite,
There you
the
go.
Unboxed YouTube show. Then Double or Nothing happened, the weekly show AEW Dynamite started.
We don't talk about Tony Khan at all and all the money involved. I mean, that's cool. It's not important.
They quickly signed a ton of former WWE guys, they went to war with NXT, then Cody ended racism, Arn Anderson
Nice joke in there about Cody ending racism. All right, you got my laugh. You earned it.
admitted to murder on live TV.
I'll pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead.
One of the greatest promos of all time. Love it.
Their CEO, Tony Khan, would not stop tweeting, and after 7 years, they brought back CM Punk.
Empty-headed fuck.
That makes it sound like they've been in existence for 7 years, but it's CM Punk that hadn't been around for 7 years. And God bless them for showing footage of the media scrum, the greatest moment perhaps in all of AEW history.
Dumb fuck.
Anyway, when it comes to this game, I think it's safe to say that people were pretty hyped. Bear in mind, this game was announced in 2020, with the last two wrestling games being WWE Battlegrounds and WWE 2K20, which for anyone
Good picture of WWE 2K20, by the way.
who isn't aware, nearly caused 2K to go bankrupt. The games had not only gotten formulaic, they had gotten worse.
You can buy Battlegrounds for like $2 now. I thought about it. I was like, is it worth $2? I decided, nah, it probably isn't.
So this new, mysterious AEW game was a much-needed breath of fresh air.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Not to mention that the game's developers was announced to be
There's Green Man, by the way. If anyone wanted to know about Green Man, we now have Green Man in the game, but there he is. That's where it all started. You could see him in the early promotional footage. Now you can turn any character into Green Man.
Ukes, who
It is not... Hey, wait, can you get in trouble on YouTube for whitewashing Ukes? Ukes is like 100% Japanese development team. Like, no one looks like that at Ukes. Why are you whitewashing Ukes, sir? Cancel this man.
whose portfolio includes some of the best wrestling games ever made.
Those are
Big
facts.
video game nerd Kenny Omega was also set to play a large part in bringing this game to life, and Tony Khan reportedly invested an 8-figure amount into their games division, meaning their budget must have been around $10 million. Clearly, this game was in good hands, and throughout the next 2 years, we'd slowly start seeing actual game.
Is this really a $10 million game? I mean, he invested $10 billion into AEW games, but did all that $10 million go into AEW Fight Forever? I don't know, man. I guess it's like, you know, technically a AAA game. It has a AAA developer or publisher attached to it now. That came later. See, guys, THQ wasn't involved at the start. That's a good thing to understand.
Gameplay, as well as Tony Khan announcing that the game would be called Fight Forever.
My life was in danger.
Bear in mind, the game's initial announcement happened in late 2020. Now it was 2022,
I like the CM Punk jokes. He's good with the CM Punk jokes.
and we still didn't really know a lot about this game besides its name and the cover. Well, before they had to change it for reasons. All we had really seen was short snippets of gameplay, but other than that, it was pretty much radio silence, until November 2022 when an official gameplay trailer finally dropped, showcasing that Fight Forever clearly took heavy influence from older wrestling games like No Mercy, as well as introducing new features like a lights out match where you can use thumbtacks. Now Omega said in interviews that the game had a tentative release date for late 2022, and the trailer...
This is like the most boring part of the fucking story. Why the fuck are we harping on this part so much? You can sum this up in they announced it in 2020 and the shit didn't come out until 2023. People were disappointed. Oh my God. All right, carry on.
Also said it was coming soon, so fans eagerly waited for the game to hit the shelves any day now. Unfortunately, it turns out they were waiting for another 6 months, as Fight Forever wouldn't arrive until...
And they all turned into skeletons and died. I mean, he's got the fucking drama level of the community dead on. I don't know why we're like that. But yeah, no, that's absolutely true. People did act like it was killing them that Fight Forever's not out. And then it comes out and they're like, why is this game so unfinished? Maybe they weren't ready.
Until June 2023. In between all that time, AEW gradually started revealing different...
Oh, yeah, of course. And then any fucking time we mention 2020 and we don't mention COVID, I mean, what the fuck? How do we mention 2020 and we fail to mention a global pandemic that shut literally everything down? Oh, that doesn't matter at all? That doesn't factor into your narrative? Like any reporter or journalist that reports about 2020 and does not mention COVID-19, they're intentionally not mentioning COVID-19 to fit their narrative or to fit their politics or whatever the fuck they're doing. This guy has officially fucking triggered me at this point, okay? That's some bullshit. We all know what happened in 2020. Stop hiding the truth, sir.
Members of the game's roster to appease their starving fans, which received mixed reactions. Anyway, after around 3 years in development and Tony Khan shoveling an ungodly amount of money into it,
he didn't continue shoveling money into it, but okay.
AEW Fight Forever was finally released on June 29th, 2023, and once people got their hands on it, something became very apparent straight away.
It was fucking good.
You can commit murder in this game. But first, ad time. Fun fact, according to doctors, the best time to go to bed is around 10 PM. So if you're like me and stay up until 5 AM watching educational YouTube videos, then it's more than likely you're not getting enough sleep. Not to mention we
we're not
keep you
doing
nice and
this.
chilled while you get well
No.
improve your sleep, and no longer relative of games like No Mercy, WCW
There's like a minute-long ad in a very short video. That's awesome, dude.
versus NWO World Tour and Virtual Pro Wrestling. It's definitely a much more arcadey style game in comparison to WWE's almost simulation-like approach, and this became a strong part of AEW's marketing. Personally though, I think they should have promoted more that you can control the pyro each wrestler gets to make their entrances.
Why would you promote that more? Who gives a shit about controlling the pyro during the entrances? Literally no one. That is something you do once you get extremely bored. Dude, that didn't even cross my mind until after 50 hours with the game, and I did not miss it. I was not like, this whole time I could have been controlling the pyro? Holy shit! Why did no one ever tell me?
Feel more dynamic. Or you can do what I did and just mash your controller to set everything off. In terms of Fight Forever's actual gameplay, it's pretty obvious that this is where Yuke shines, doing their best to make every move look like it could evict your soul from your body. Matches are insanely fast because each wrestler plays like they've just woken up and taken an entire month's worth of Adderall. Like, you can do all kinds of brutal things to these guys, and then 2 nanoseconds later they'll have risen from the grave with a full finisher bar. The game keeps you on your toes to say the least, and as a result there's never a dull moment, especially
That's a glowing review so far. What's wrong with it?
considering all the dumb stuff you can do, from diving around the ring like a fucking maniac to then slamming someone into a bed of thumbtacks. Wow, what a good night's
I'm glad that he doesn't forget that the game is fucking fun. At the end of the day, it's an incredibly fun game.
sleep you'll get. Speaking of which, there's a huge amount of weapons in this game that you can use to make the ring look like a very bloody abstract painting. You've got your basic stuff like chairs, candlesticks, sledgehammers, and of course tables you can launch people through.
Oh no! Our table! It's broken!
But then you have more interesting ones like a skateboard you can actually ride on, a bottle of champagne you can throw at someone's head.
He's spending so much time talking about all the weapons in the game. I mean, Have you played the game, sir? Have you played this game?
A stylish new boot with thumbtacks glued to the bottom, and there's also explosives.
I got a hold of a highlight reel of all the weapons in the game, and I'm just throwing it in, and then I'm just going to name the stuff that's in the highlight reel. There, review done. Print money.
All these weapons can be found in a lights out match where you can pull most of them out of the crowds. Although who's bringing the bottle of champagne?
This took so long to make that there's no way he could have put this out when the game came out. I feel like this review came late. I feel like this is a dated take. You're not going to mention any of the new features of this game. All right? We're 7 minutes into a 12-minute video, and I don't think we're going to get to any current, I don't know. I don't understand the workflow on this channel. I keep looking at this and being like, this all took so much time.
And explosives to a wrestling show. The weapons make matches so much more fun, and combined with some unique environmental attacks like breaking the Titatron.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
I think he's doing a great job of selling this game, though. This game looks awesome. He is really showcasing the fuck out of this game. So he's marketed it in a negative way, which is fine. If it gets people to watch it and buy the game, I mean, good for him. I think he's helping AEW out. So far, I'm not mad at this.
Exactly what needs to be done to fix this problem.
Fight Forever is clearly at its best when you can simply grab something.
I'm laughing at other videos inside of his videos. I don't feel bad for doing a reaction to this video because he's literally I feel like he's doing the same thing to other more popular, more viral videos. Here is my video full of clips of other viral videos. Did it make you laugh? That's because those videos are fucking funny.
And then use it to inflict brain damage. The thing is though, while this game is undeniably fun, once you get bored of playing random matches and look for something else to do, you'll quickly realize that this is where Fight Forever falls apart. Sure, the game...
It's not a live service. Here's the thing that I want to say. All right, I'm going to put some fucking content in this vapid ass video, okay? I'm going to put a bit in here that I've noticed, okay? I don't know if he's going to talk about this or not, but we're going to get into the part now where AEW Fight Forever doesn't have any continued value and you can't keep playing it. They don't update it enough and all that shit. Let me explain it to you real fast, okay, guys? Because I went looking around. People told me, Mr. Hartgrave, you should buy WWE 2K23 or 22 or whatever the fuck, the last one that came out. You should go buy it now, Mr. Hartgrave. It's on sale. So I went to Steam, I went and looked at it, and sure enough, the base edition was $20. And I said, great, yeah, WWE 2K23, thank you, chat. Base edition was $20 on sale, down from $60. I said, okay, I could buy that. However, the Extreme Edition is this much. The extra version, extra Bad Bunny version is this much, so on and so forth. And then I saw the microtransactions. That's right, WWE 2K23, and you guys all know this, has a whole shit ton of microtransactions. There's $100 microtransactions where you can buy their special coins to unlock their special shit. I think it's just one game mode that's heavily microtransactioned or whatever. I don't know the details, but WWE 2K23 does not cost $20. On no planet has it ever cost $20. It costs thousands of dollars. And that's why WWE 2K has so much content. And that's why it's a live service. And that's why it keeps going. And that's why it doesn't run out. And that's why it's always entertaining. AEW Fight Forever does not load it up with $100 microtransactions. And you are probably telling me right now that I've never paid $100 for WWE 2K. I only spent $20 on the base edition or $60 on the base edition. And I never bought any microtransactions. That's fine, motherfucker. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying there are people that play that game who have spent $1,000, $10,000 on WWE 2K23. You're telling me that kind of person doesn't exist. I'm telling you, wrong, dude. That kind of person exists in every video game now. Any modern video game that wants to make a shit ton of money and wants to provide you with continued content so you don't bitch and complain that the game is dead has to put in these microtransactions, these predatory microtransactions, $100 a piece microtransactions, so that they can take advantage of people with poor impulse control or God knows what kind of issues they have, or maybe just too much disposable income. That's also a possibility. But trust me when I tell you this, because I've been covering predatory games now for over 4 years, and these people exist. These people will put themselves out of their homes. They've talked to me about it. It's fucking horrible. These people are being taken advantage of. because they can't help themselves. They have to own every single piece of everything, every cosmetic, every game mode, everything in the game that is for sale, they will buy. If it's available, they will buy it. And the game companies know this. They take advantage of this exploit. And thank fucking God that AEW Games has not fallen into this trap. It's like we're begging them to. The gaming community is begging them. They're like, AEW Fight Forever, why don't you take advantage of people with predatory microtransactions? I need more game to play. You're not entertaining me enough. Your game's a failure because you don't take advantage of people with mental divergence. What the fuck is wrong with us as a community where we will stand by and beg game companies to abuse us? End of rant.
Gameplay is pretty good and you get a lovely little star rating afterwards, but other than that, there's just nothing to do.
I just know what's I know what's coming, and it's not gonna be fun.
The story mode here, Road to Elite,
Is very fucking good.
is not good.
Very fucking good. I don't know what people want. I don't fucking get it, man. You can sit here. You haven't played it enough. I don't even think you fucking played it. There, I'm gonna call you out, dude. You didn't even fucking play it.
I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming hard.
Like, it starts off with you getting signed to AEW via a voice note from Tony Khan.
I have a lot more fucking money than Jim Crockett did, and I'm serious, I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
And then just evolves into you playing through
I like Tony Khan when he goes unhinged. Unhinged Tony Khan's the best.
a mediocre storyline which ends at the next pay-per-view. Then rinse and repeat 3 more times and you're done in like 2 hours. There's just
No, you're not. You're not. There's 14 hours worth of gameplay in Road to the Elite, and you didn't get the best ending. You didn't experience the best stuff. And you know what? We had Justin Leeper on this channel who designed that game mode, and, he admits himself that it probably should have been made more clear all the cool shit that you can do in Road to the Elite. One playthrough is not enough. It's just not. And that's their fault. I can't hold him accountable for not knowing that playing through again with a different character type would get you a much different experience, perhaps a much better experience. But if you play through Road to the Elite once and you just write it off as bad, you're doing it a serious disservice. You should really go back in again, or maybe just shut the fuck up.
just nothing of substance to this mode, and the storylines are unbelievably basic.
They are fine. They are actually great. If you are a huge AEW fan, you should enjoy it. The first playthrough, at least, you should enjoy walking through AEW history. If you don't, then maybe you're just a fucking WWE fan who doesn't like AEW, which is fine. I don't know why the fuck you're playing the game.
I mean, it really feels like the writers didn't really put much effort into anything here.
Oh my God, that is mean as fuck, dude. You see, I don't feel bad being mean against some fucking YouTuber when they just insult like a professional, a fucking prince like Justin Leeper, one of the sweetest, nicest, most generous individuals on this God's green earth is Justin Leeper. And he's just going to fucking insult him because, guys, your opinion might change when you realize it was just one man. He probably thinks a lot of people put together this game mode. So he's taking shots at like some nameless, faceless, corporate shill, you know, just cashing in their paycheck. Fuck, he thinks Ukes is a bunch of like white yuppies. So that's something right there. It's Justin Leeper. They hired the guy that did the story mode of all those games you said were goated earlier. Remember that? You're like, oh, these other games are goated and we're super fucking good. I'm like, yeah, well, he fucking did the story mode on a lot of those. So maybe learn what the fuck you're talking about before you mouth off in a goddamn video that like 1 million people are going to see and take your stupid word as gospel on.
Here. Unlike Jim Ross's voice acting.
I'm sorry, I got personal there. I didn't mean to get personal. You came at one of my friends. I like Justin, okay? I'm sorry. Look, we can make up.
It's Saturday night, and you know what that means. All Elite Wrestling full gear.
In addition to this, throughout Road to Elite, you travel to different cities each week before your match, and while you're there, you can do a few things like go out to eat, go to the gym, go on a talk show, or go sightseeing, where they've just taken the game models and stuck a JPEG in front.
Oh, God, so mean once again. They have no idea how... I mean, look, this is a solid dunk. I mean, like, look, everybody makes this dunk. They don't realize how much effort went behind this. So fucking mean. If you haven't watched my interview with Justin Leeper, please do so. It'll help you be a little kinder on this game mode as well.
Of them. But hey, at the very least, you can take a picture with your favorite AEW wrestler.
It's actually a great feature. I like the snapshot feature. I mean, call me a simpleton or an idiot or whatever. I like this feature.
That's going straight in the photo album. Other than Road to Elite, there's a few minigames you can play if you're a fan of Mario Party, which
I mean, dunk on the mini games. Is he not going to dunk on the mini games?
I guess would be kind of fun with a few friends, but
He's so fucking basic. He's like, these mini games are actually good.
I don't have any. And lastly, the creation mode has been fucking butchered, giving you fuck all options to actually make the
All right, yeah, dunking on Create a Wrestler is fine. That's valid. Yeah, dunk on Create a Wrestler. Yeah, fine.
wrestler you want, so I just made a human Giga Chad. As I keep saying, the gameplay is definitely Fight Forever's strong point, but unfortunately everything else lets it down. Which was extremely evident when it came to this game's reception. The game received pretty mixed reviews to say the least.
This is a good point. My chat says, did he just say he didn't have any friends? You gotta watch out for Juice Robinson, baby. You ain't got no friends, YouTuber. He's coming to your fucking house.
Some people enjoyed the gameplay enough to recommend it, while others were a little bit more critical. Like right now, the most helpful review on Steam recommends the
Guns up.
game saying, forgot to refund and played more than 2 hours by accident. 7.5 out of 10. How is that helpful? From the vast majority of review sites, Fight Forever mostly got 6 out of 10s, with many people praising aspects like its
I kind of agree with that. I think it's a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Wait, I still have to say this, as nice as I am towards Fight Forever and all that shit, wait until the full edition comes out a year from now, buy that for $20. Amazing game experience, stop bitching.
arcadey gameplay, and in particular its hardcore match type.
Many people that complain about this just wanted it to be something that it just isn't because of the lack of microtransactions. Like, just straight up, this game doesn't prey on its community with microtransactions. It does not have as much content as games that do. Gamers get mad.
With someone else on Steam recommending it because you can feed opponents thumbtacks. While
Yeah, that's a good point. This is the game you can throw people into thumbtacks. 6 out of 10.
aspects like the customization drew major criticism, with Game Informer going as far to say it's the game's biggest letdown. Road to Elite was also just as divisive.
Lack of match types is its biggest letdown. Just to be official, and I have to keep on this talking point, lack of match types. That's the problem.
Is one big pile of shit.
Some people enjoyed its humor and pacing, while others, like IGN, thought the mode was underwritten, going on to say there was a bunch of potential in this mode, but it goes unrealized. Perhaps the biggest thing I noticed while going through reviews was that so many people took issue with the game being AAA price when it had so little content in the first place, with it absolutely not being worth.
I mean, you don't have to buy it. No one forced you to buy AEW Fight Forever day one. AEW fans are the people that should have bought AEW Fight Forever day one, and I still stand by. I think that AEW fans are pretty much happy. Wrestling game fans are pissed off. Wrestling game fans hate this fucking game and resent paying full price for it. Wrestling game fans, what can I say, guys? Live and learn.
Worth my 50 Great British Pounds. However, Fight Forever wasn't dead yet, because AEW still had one ace left up their sleeve. Have you ever heard of Fortnite?
Reach for the sky!
Stadium Stampede was released 2 months after Fight Forever came out on August 24th, being AEW's attempt to add a Battle Royale style mode to their game which would hopefully boost the player count, dumping
God, it did not work. God, this is a horrible story now. I can't believe they haven't done any post-game changes or fixes or improvements to Stadium Stampede. It's so crazy. There's no reason why it should be this bad. It's a fucking tragedy. The whole goddamn video should be about this. Like, just let people know that this exists and just should be better. I don't know. I'm fucking disappointed by this.
fair wrestlers into a stadium, giving them various weapons to hit each other.
I mean, this should have just been the game. Like, fuck the wrestling game. Fuck the wrestling. I'm sorry to say it, guys, because I know that's why you're here on my channel. But, like, you guys are so fucking hard to please, the wrestling game community. You guys are so fucking hard to please. They would have been better off just going with the children market and pleasing children because they're easier to please. Children would have had an easier time with all this shit.
With, and the last wrestler
they would have liked the create a wrestler mode.
Standing wins. Now I've played.
No, it's actually not true. I have a daughter. She tried to make Julia Hart the other day. She got so pissed off. She threw the controller at me and spit in my face.
A few games of this, and I even got my first win while playing as CM
I'm exaggerating, but she did kick me in the balls.
Punk, ironically enough.
One person in particular was an asshole.
So I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a veteran here, and in all honesty, Stadium Stampede is kind of boring. It's just not that fun or challenging.
It's amazingly fun if you have 30 people play with you, which will never happen.
To play, especially considering there's so little people left actually playing this game.
That's the problem. You can't get a game going, and you got to play with a bunch of bots, and it's a great game mode. but my God, it needs so much more support and love. And I thought it was going to get it, and it got none of it. It got nothing. They're literally in season 2 of Stadium Stampede, and nothing has changed. How the fuck are we in season 2 of Stadium Stampede, and it's the same fucking game? What game does that?
Game, to the point that in each match there's probably only around 8 real people, and then the rest are
2. He's exaggerating, or he shot this a while ago. It's down to 2 or none.
mindless bots, called Felix.
Soy boys, these pathetic beta males.
As of today, Fight Forever currently has a player count of around 16 concurrent players, which is about a 90% drop from
on PC. Everyone's always doesn't fail to mention that this is on PC where it's sold the worst. It's the same on all the other consoles. I'm not going to try to say that it's like so much better on consoles, but this is on Steam. It is not anywhere else. That's the only numbers that are available publicly. You are a shitty journalist, sir. Stop pretending to be one.
From when it initially launched, so I think it's pretty safe to say that this game died very quickly.
On PC. It also died on the consoles too. I'm not trying to make this out to be like it's an amazing success on the consoles, but it did sell like 100 times better on consoles. It has more players on consoles. It did the best on Nintendo Switch, yet somehow they release all the fucking patches for that like months late and try to piss off all the Switch player base, which is absurd because it is literally the best wrestling game that's ever been released for the Switch, bar none.
The thing is, Fight Forever isn't a bad wrestling game, like there's so many other games much worse than this. However, after nearly 3 years of development...
No, stop fucking around with that, dude. 2020 happened, and it shut everything down until like 2022. Like, basically, you want to know why Fight Forever was delayed? COVID-19, motherfucker.
And over $10 million going into it, you'd think Fight Forever would offer...
I mean, the $10 million, we don't know how much money actually went into it. Video games cost a lot of money. I don't know if we're seeing $10 million here or if, AEW Games still has a lot of that money tied up in other projects, what they got going on. It's hard to say.
For so much more than just some fun gameplay, and the declining player count reflects that. Despite everything...
This video came out recently, but we're not talking about the downloadable content or season 2. Like, he spends so much time editing that he is in like no way topical.
Though, this game still has so much potential, and I can only hope Ukes and AEW...
That's another good point, chat. 10 million is actually on the low end for a big AAA game. So, like, this is probably what a 10 million... If this game did cost $10 million, it's like, that's probably what it looks like, guys. Game development is really fucking expensive.
You take this game along with all the...
I know it sounds stupid, but one guy in his basement made this game that looks better. Well, fucking good for him.
Criticism it received, both bad and good, and come back even stronger next time.
There is not going to be a next time. They're not making AEW Fight Forever 2. They're going to add on to this game. Like, learn something about the game before you run your mouth about it for 12 fucking minutes. All right, that's it. So this guy is an incredible editor. He is incredible at YouTube marketing and promotion. As far as knowing what the fuck he's talking about, I believe he read Wikipedia articles. So good job, sir. Thank you for your video. Like I said, if you like that style of video, if you like this sort of thing, if you like watching clips of funnier videos inside of your other YouTube videos, like some kind of shitty Russian nesting doll, then definitely go check out his channel. Otherwise, maybe check out the rest of the videos on my channel if you like what I do. Let me know down in the comments below where you fall on that debate, and grave diggers, keep digging.
Alright, like, subscribe, and watch another video, or be cursed. And if you're cursed, that means the grave diggers will keep digging your graves. You probably want you to.
That took her away.